school is happening in just a few days. And parents are preparing their kids, students to go back to school, or it's their first time going to school. Yet, this is kind of different, especially with all the school shootings that happened over the last couple of years. And even with the school shootings, we had artists like Snoop Dogg when he was doing his Snoop Lion, his reggae style music. He made a song, No Guns Allowed, with Drake and Snoop Dogg's daughter, Corey B, pop artist. Just a couple of weeks ago, one mother was preparing her son for school. So she, of course, bought the regular stuff: pencils, crayons, markers, and rulers, backpack. But she also bought something else: a bulletproof backpack insert to go inside her son's Spider-Man logo backpack. And this is because of this, as you know, Robb Elementary school shooting happened in Uvalde, Texas, which Salvador Ramos Jr. He shot his grandmother and drove to Robb Elementary and shot up 19 students and 2 teachers. And so many people mourned because of that. And because of that, many parents are have anxiety of, will my child be safe at school, especially what happened this year? So the mother, Cassie Walton, so 22 years old, she's the mother of 2. She says, in the back of your mind, you are always just worried about it, and it's never off the table. It's always possible, no matter where you live or what kind of school you go to, you just really never know. So she took her son to a makeshift active shooter drill at home in hopes that it may prepare him for what he could experience inside his classroom at his school he is going to within a few days. So her son, eldest son, Weston, going to school, kindergarten. But anything could happen, so Cassie took everything she knew from when she was going through school, and especially high school, and took that knowledge and also taught that upon her son. So she did say, I think it's important for him to know at least a few ideas of what he should be doing rather than just going in blindly and not knowing anything. he has been doing a very good job of remembering what to do and how to do it. And of course, I told him when that's in the moment, it may not be exactly the same, that he may have to do something different. So Cassie Walton, she was born just very close to when the Columbine High School 99 the school shooting happened that had left 12 students and one teacher dead. And because of that, she decided to take part in safety drills at school. And so the schools she used to, they would always have threats all the time, and some were not so serious, and some were very serious. So, and this was when Cassie was in high school. So she's very cautious about what could possibly happen. And she also made a TikTok video of sharing what she did. So in the video, she asked Weston what to do if a teacher says go in a corner and be quiet and stay still. Another question also asked her son what he would do if a shooter was in a classroom and he heard a police officer ask if anyone was inside the classroom, reminding him to stay absolutely quiet. And because of this video, Cassie's video received more than 1 million likes on TikTok. And many people were supporting her. And not just her, but other parents were very anxious about, will my child be safe at school? So parents have also been talking with their children at home. And and after watching Cassie's video, some parents were crying because they could really relate, especially after that Robb Elementary school shooting. Not to forget that we have the other school shooting that happened just a couple of years ago. Missouri Stoneman Douglas school shooting and Sandy Hook. So, Janine Dominguez, so she's a clinical psychologist with the Child Mind Institute in New York City, said additional worry this year due to schooling in Uvalde, in addition to normal back to school anxiety, is to be expected. So she said there's an added layer, certainly, I think so, for parents around school shootings. I can totally empathize as a parent, as a soon-to-be 7-year-old going to in the first grade, certainly having going with my back of my mind, wanting to make sure that it's going to be a safe year and that we're all prepared for that. And she also said the recommendation, my top recommendation is really go with what the school is doing. I can totally understand parents that wanting to be prepared and having an urge potentially to do the drills at home, but I think that could also potentially be counterproductive, because if what you might be saying may slightly be different than what's going to be done at school, and it could actually create potentially more chaos and place folks at risk. So there's also a nonprofit organization, Safe and Sound Schools, which is founded by parents who lost their children in the Sandy Hook school shooting. They recommend that parents find out what safety measures are placed at their child's school before talking with their child. So don't just talk with your child first, contact your school and how everything's going to go. The organization says, for example, ask your school administration or school safety coordinator what kinds of drills students are participating in. Learn what instructions are being given and language used to explain these measures to students. So the organization also recommends parents to spend time with asking their child questions to help gauge what information they are lacking about school safety protocols. Some good opening questions are, what does your school do to keep you safe? Or what are some of the things your school is teaching you about safety? And also, training Tom English also says parents should let their kids know that they will be practicing safety at school without their kids being so worried about it. Saying sometimes preparing too far in advance can make an anxious child even more anxious. If you're wanting to say anything at all, it can just be like, there's a lot of things you will learn at school, and some of the things you're going to be learning are about how we keep each other safe, and leave it simple like that. And also, she also said they could be helpful role models for their kids and how they handle their worry. Saying, I do think talking about it can be really helpful because it helps to alleviate some of the anxiety, and it also helps kids to see how you're handling the situation too. Often I say to parents to really get to a place where you're feeling calm. You can still be very sad, angry that this is happening, anxious about it, or even talk about it in a way, but you're also doing it in a way that's calm and that and where you're in control. That's why you're modeling it for your kids, and it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's very appropriate and valid. She also said that it's okay for parents to talk to kids about events like school shootings. So first off, their kid will know, okay, school shooting may happen. But keep open dialogue and ask questions what's on the child's mind, or how much they actually know about. And if things gets too stressful, sometimes the kids, the parents, or both may need consulting and therapy, which she also says, as a parent, if you're dropping your child off and it's a thing that you're constantly thinking about throughout the day, and it really is sort of impacting the functioning in that way, it may be that you're looking out to talk to somebody else about it. Really get some skills around how can I get through this anxiety, and that's helpful. So the way it is also helpful for my child. So if the kids need help, they can the parents could hook up their kids with also help with the counselor, or if the parent needs help, they can also they can also a psychologist as well.